It's been a while since I last reviewed a bowling game, hasn't it?
I don't know.
So how about we check out the only known bowling game for Sega Genesis?
No!
There's two versions of Boogie Woogie Bowling. This is the Japan version, as US had it renamed to Championship Bowling. This means we don't have a huge future compilation on bowling games, sadly, folks.
Damn it.
Anyways, since this game is rather lacking and very basic, let's just jump right into it. There's only a few differences between the US and Japan version, so that's what we'll cover first. This is the Japan version of Championship Bowling. There's literally only technically one bowling game known for the Sega Genesis according to Moby Games, since I will not count a minigame collection like Tiny Toons Adventures, Acme All-Stars.
Who cares?
There's not much different between the Japan and US versions, except some minor tweaks to the gameplay to make things easier for Japanese gamers, which is a well-known thing that they get lesser versions of games. Meanwhile, the US gets the harder versions. Just look at the original Resident Evil trilogy and how they got less zombies, more ammo, and green blood without decapitations.
Pussy.
Meanwhile, the rest of the world got less ammo, more zombies, more gore, and red blood.
Damn right!
So when it comes to differences in this bowling game for Sega Genesis, it's really just making it easier to play and changing the art direction. Of course, since this is Japan, they swapped the more realistic cartoon art for more anime style. Also a robot for no reason. And you wanna know why?
Is the answer Japan? Actually, it is.
So outside of the art change and easier gameplay, the only other difference is the more catchy name of Boogie Woogie Bowling instead of Championship Bowling. The US got shafted with a generic name. How sad.
How sad.
Both versions of the game feature 4 characters to select from. For Japan, they get 2 guys, 1 girl, and a robot. Of course, they're not just cosmetic, as each character plays differently, with some having a different throwing hand. Some are right-handed, and some are left-handed.
No! Evil! Right then with your left hand!
They also have different styles to their throws, and how the gauges work. I found the robot to control the best, with the girl being the worst offender, next to the second guy who grips his chest every time he throws like he's about to kill over. Plus, the robot is just cool looking. He looks like a Mega Man character or something. Also, he shoots his bowling ball out of his mouth like a cannon. Given I usually complain a lot about bad controls, you're probably expecting me to do the same with this game, right?
Well, yeah.
Too bad. This game actually plays really well.
My heart! Oh my god, Roger, are you okay?
Even though the Genesis controller wasn't great, in fact, Sega has always made bad controllers till the bitter end. Ain't that right, Dreamcast? Even though the 3-button controller was pretty much useless in any type of game, it's fine with Boogie Woogie Bowling. The C button I used for confirming your gauges and throws, which took some getting used to since I'm used to the A button in modern games for everything, or the X button if you're on PlayStation, and yes, it's called X and not cross, damn it.
Damn straight.
The only con to the controls for me is, like with a lot of older games, you cannot go back, so reset your console, or emulator, if you made a mistake. It's also the only way to get out of versus mode with the CPU for some reason. But hey, older consoles were just designed that way.
Back in my day.
So let's talk about the different game modes available. There's only 3, and they're your usual normal game / practice / free game, spare game / challenge mode, and bonus mode. There's no golf, skins, or cosmic bowling, which I understand the last one as it requires new color schemes for all the sprites, but still I miss having those funky lighting and music and whatnot. That was always so much fun in real life bowling as a kid when they'd turn on the light show with music for everyone. So anyways, you got the ability to practice, play against another player, or play against the CPU. Though some modes are only 1 player or 2 player. Those are spare game and bonus game respectively. One-player mode is called practice for each of the 3 games available. So let's cover the normal practice option, where we can discuss the game's mechanics.
It's about time.
Normal game is just your usual 10 frames of bowling. It's a good way to learn how to play a game, which is so basic and easy and fun that there's not really much to talk about.
Oh, for God's sake.
You just use the D-pad to move left and right to align your position, then press the C button to confirm. Then you got your spin gauge. You need to quickly press C to get in the right spot needed based on your current situation. Then press C to select your power, and then watch and hope for the best. Once you've had enough practice, go play against another player. If you even have friends in the first place. Burn! Depending on which character you're facing, you may experience different degrees of success and failure. That also depends on which character you're playing as. Just stick to the robot and avoid the frail guy that seems to have a heart condition, and also the girl. You'll thank me later. For example, the one AI I faced in my second game of versus CPU wasn't bowling very well most of the time, and it was a joy just watching them fail miserably. When I played as the girl, it was complete hell, as I couldn't handle the faster moving gauges and the way she threw her ball. This led to a lot of spares and gutter balls. In fact, there was only one strike I was able to get while playing as this useless bitch. The robot is still your best bet when it comes to getting good throws, though. After every 10 frames, your scores are shown on screen, and you get to jerk off your ego for winning.
I didn't mean to brag.
Afterwards, you get a game over because old school gaming just has to feature this no matter what once you complete a game.
I'm just so sad. I can't explain it.
The second game mode is spare game, where your goal is to hit all the pins with one throw each frame. Each frame, the pins change up their position. It's just challenge mode really, and it's just okay. If you want to challenge yourself, this mode is for you. I don't mind it, but the last mode is more interesting. The third and last mode available is bonus game, where certain pins will have extra points attached to them. If you hit those ones, you get more points each frame. Try to get them all for 10 frames to get the most points. If you're in high score based experiences, this is for you. It's overall probably the second best mode. There's only 2 more options in the main menu. These are sound test and high scores. So if you wanted to listen to the game's sound effects and music, you can. There's 9 sound effects and music a pop. As for high scores, you just get to see what points got for each of the top 5 places in each mode. Yet there's no name input for what I can tell, which does suck. So how can you tell who has what score exactly?
Oh my god!
Speaking of music, might as well include the montage, right?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
TJ, kick it!
Well, thanks for wasting my time.
It does suck you can't play against the CPU in spare or bonus game. I mean, did they not have time to program it in? If there's an option to play against a human, then why not also include the AI? It's nothing really irritating or a massive con, but still, why do this?
It is I, a picky bitch.
There isn't much content to this game. If you play every mode, it should only take you about 30 minutes at most to complete all 3 game options within Boogie Woogie Bowling. That is, if you don't skip any of the animations, to which I don't recommend you do because they're nice. I like the anime aesthetic. So overall, it's a pretty lacking experience that does hold it back a bit from being a great game, on top of certain characters just not playing well.
Oh, bitch, bitch, bitch!
At the end of the day, Boogie Woogie Bowling is a borderline average game well worth playing. It's nothing special and is a bit lacking in terms of content, yet it's fun, easy to control, which is a shock given the Genesis controller sucks, and of course the charm in anime art and animations. It does suck there isn't really any other bowling games for the Genesis though.
I know you told your friend you're not okay.
Except for the US release of Boogie Woogie Bowling called Championship Bowling, which we'll look at another day to see how that game looks and plays in comparison. Also, we'll eventually look at more bowling games in general, as I'm having a lot more fun playing these than awful wrestling games after awful wrestling games. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later.